We want to use this video to give a up-close quick look at our new book, which is titled Rare and Unusual Black Forest Clocks. And the new book was published by Schipfer, and it's going to be distributed next week, which is the week of July 16th, to all people who've pre-ordered the book. And you can see the book is a large format hardcover book. It has a dust jacket, and it measures a little over 9 by 12 inches. You just open the book, you can see it's well designed. The Schipfer design team did an excellent job. The book includes over 700 photographs. All the photographs are professionally taken and they're fully edited. And the book has over 300 pages. It's fully indexed, it's referenced, and it has a large appendix full of catalogs and other original literature material. And we've been working on this book since 2004. In the goal of the book, we had several goals in mind. The first was to produce a comprehensive book on Black Forest horology, but focusing on the traditional cottage clockmaking industry. So what the book doesn't focus on is on the factories such as Young Hans and Hamburg in America, and all the larger factories that came later in the 19th century into the 20th century. So this covers the traditional cottage-made Black Forest clocks. And the title is Rare and Unusual Black Forest Clocks, and the title basically summarizes our focus for the book, and our main focus is on the clocks that are of most interest to collectors today. And the goal of the book, we had several goals in mind. We wanted to create a book that was great for a collector, that could be used for a reference. And as we are collectors as well, we wanted to create a book that, just can show all the wonderful clocks that were made in the Black Forest. And just lots of photos of variations and types, and just organize it in a way that a collector can really use this as a reference in building and researching his collection. We also wanted to create a book that was never done in English, a truly comprehensive book that covers the Black Forest clock industry from a historical standpoint, just on how the industry was created, how it worked, how the clocks were made and sold, and the history of the factories and the people that made them. And a book up to this point was never done in English to that level. And so what we did is we translated well over a dozen books in German from Bender and Schaff and Judemann and the well-known German authors. And by translating those texts, we were able to research and then write a book that really brought the English-speaking collector and horologist just information that has been lacking in English for many years. We also invited Wilhelm Schneider, who is a world-renowned author and expert on Johann Baptist Biha. And he contributed a very large chapter on Biha. And the main focus on the chapter is Biha and their relationship with the clocks that they directly imported to America. But the book also goes into detail of all the different variations of clocks that Biha produced, the movement types, the different complications. And so it's just a comprehensive chapter on Johann Baptist Biha. We also used the book, as far as a collector's concerned, we wanted to create something that a collector can use to identify clocks made by a particular maker. The problem with Black Forest clocks is most of them are unsigned, and so it makes it very difficult for a collector to create a positive attribution. But what we did in the book is we have tons of movements, and all the movements have been labeled. And using this book as a guide, we created a guide that collectors can positively attribute the manufacture of a clock to a specific maker in many cases. We cover Johann Baptist Biha, Aaron and Theodore Ketter, Samuel Kammer, Johann George Biha, Gordian Hedek's son, Philip Hassen's son, Ferdinand Jägler, and a lot of other really prominent makers. So the book just talks about all different subjects. We have automa, we have the musical clocks of Emilian Worley, trumpeter clocks, singing bird clocks, rooster clocks, sorgs, complicated clocks. The last chapter we talk about Black Forest clocks that were made for the English market, for import to America, to France, and just the lots of variations there. And then again, we also have a large appendix in the back. And what we've done is we went through our archives and we've chosen some catalogs that were done by important makers. Again, Johann Baptist Beha, Gordian Hedek, Emilian Worley. And we took high-quality color scans of these catalogs and reproduced them in the back of this appendix, along with their price sheets. We also have catalogs from different case-making firms. We have drawings that were put out by the case-making firms as well. So these are clocks that were then drawn up, submitted to the case-making companies. They were carved and then produced by Beha and other firms as well. Probably the most important part of the appendix. In our archives, we have a very large, comprehensive 29-page book that was produced by Johann Baptist Beha at the end of the 19th century. And in that book, it lists all the models of clocks that Beha produced at that time, along with the prices and a written description of those models. And the detail in this book is just unbelievable. It talks about, the different weights that could be ordered with the clocks, the different complications such as an echo, cuckoo and or quail, and just the different variations that could be ordered with the corresponding prices for each one of those options. And so this just gives insight to a collector who might have a clock and they want to know what different variations were made in that case style and what the original prices that those clocks sold for. And that 29-page book does that. And we translated all that information into English, and we presented it here for the first time in our appendix. The book is also fully indexed and referenced, so it makes it easy to navigate and everything's sourced. So anyway, that's a brief overview of our new book, and it can be ordered through our website, which is blackforestclocks.org. So if you want to check out our website, you can see it there. We also just want to give a quick note. The book was published from Schiffer, and it's an LTD branded book. And basically what that means is books that are published under Schiffer LTD, that comes with the publishing is a requirement that the book is sold at no less than MSRP, which in this case is $89.99. So although you can find the book advertised through a variety of online discount retailers for less, we just want to let everyone know that Schiffer does not distribute the books to those retailers, and so those orders will not be fulfilled. And so the book can be purchased through a wide variety of retailers, which has a contract with Schiffer to offer their LTD titles. And so just make sure you place the order through one of those authorized retailers for Schiffer.